one of the reasons why I like talking to my next guest here on 6PR is that I have spoken to him on numerous occasions, nighttime generally, and he's always been more than happy to sort of stay awake and say good day to us. And laughter is a good therapy. It's really good for the mind, body and spirit. It used to be one of those sort of woo-woo sort of things where it's like, can't laughing make you feel good? They've studied it, they've scientifically tested it, and Merv Neal is my go-to guy when I need a bit of a good laugh, and I think more than ever, we need to work out what's going on with this planet Earth. Merv Neal from Laughing Yoga Australia, welcome back to 6PR.
Todd, buddy, tell me it's true. Are you back on air? Is this all really happening?
Well, Merv, I'm on air at the moment and I think I'm back next week, which is great news, Saturday afternoons. But I will keep you informed, my friend. Now, you've been on holidays, haven't you?
I have seriously just stepped off the Sky Bus from the airport. I've spent a week up in the Gold Coast with the grandkids, learning how to play and be a child again and have some fun.
Yes.
And tomorrow, I believe, is Grandparents' Day.
Excellent. Now, because you're a super duper proud grandparent, tell me something really magical about your grandchildren, or just one. I don't care. You can brag if you want to.
Well, we're not supposed to rate them, but I have.
Oh, you're in trouble.
And what's interesting, Todd, is one of them has just turned into a teenager.
Well, good luck.
So sudden, the whole conversation and the way that he acts has totally changed. And it just took me back to when my kids were teenagers. So it just goes to show how quickly they actually grow up. So the 13-year-old is all of a sudden playing the guitar and wanting hints and tips on how to pick up girlfriends. I'm going, where did this come from?
Sorry. Excuse me, your 13-year-old grandson is asking you how to pick up girls? I think, and I say this with great respect, Merv, he needs to get advice from not his granddad, but maybe someone else. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, I thought you were my friend.
Yeah.
I thought you were my friend. Yeah. I did have to explain to him that my tips on picking up girlfriends is about 48 years old, because I've been married for 46 years to the one woman.
Well done.
I did have to go back into the archives to sort of give him a few ideas about how to pick up the opposite sex. And it was really, Todd, be kind and don't be a dill.
Do you know what? I think that's a good philosophy for life, Merv, and I think that's one of the we've had many discussions over a long period of time on the nighttime show. About not being a dill and being kind, and also allowing yourself to actually, run with the emotions. When something doesn't have to be unkind to be funny. Although in saying that, I do laugh at bloopers. I don't know why.
Well, it's interesting. I've got a saying, Todd, that I'm going to share with you, and it's get angry, get over it, and get on with it.
Well,
so
good.
It's okay to feel the emotions and express the emotions, to get frustrated, get angry, get sad, get depressed, whatever it is, but then get over it. We've really got to move on from it and then get on with it as well. What's the first step that I have to do to actually get on with it? So don't suppress your emotions or deny that they're happening. Go with them, but don't sit with them for too long, because I've found, especially working with my clients with laughter therapy, who are experiencing mental health conditions, you can spiral down pretty quickly unless you interrupt it with something. And that's what the laughter does, Tom.
Do you know, Merv, I think you've hit something bang on the head, because I've been told by people far wiser than myself, which includes you, that you can't stop what happens to you, but you can stop how long you dwell on your reaction. Because sometimes we do, say this, I hate saying it, but sometimes we as individuals, we do dive into the pity party and go to the deep end.
Well, if we do that for long enough, we become what's known, or I believe is what's known as a victim. And I don't want to be a victim to anything. If something happens to me, and I was talking to a group at a conference just last week in Adelaide, and I just said life is like a roller coaster. I went back to being married for 46 years. It's never been plain sailing. It's all been ups and downs along the way. And then when I was at the theme parks with my grandkids for the last week, we're on roller coasters. I'm going, this is exactly what life is. You go up, you go down. You go up, you go down. But Todd, being on the roller coaster is exciting.
Yeah.
Doing something flat is boring. Yeah. So go with whatever life throws you. But just remember, as you go down, you've got to go up again. But just be careful, because when you go up, there's going to be another down again. But
Yeah.
that makes things exciting.
And the other thing too, Merv, is when you're on the way up, remember you're going to meet the same people on the way down. So that's the element. It's going to happen. That's the element of kindness. Now, you with Laughing Yoga, we've had some pretty deep conversations of a night time, and I love the philosophy that you bring to remind people that, you know, the endorphins, when they do kick in and you laugh and you giggle and smile, sometimes it's hard to do, Merv, and you teach this with regards to some of the conferences that you speak at, but we need it more than ever. The world at the moment seems to be, I don't know, swimming in jello, and we need to get out into the bright sunshine.
It's the world's a bit angry
at
the moment, Todd. I don't know if you've noticed it.
I have.
We're all a little bit angry, and Susan Ley, the opposition leader, was over here recently and said that Victoria is the crime capital of Australia. Now, whether she's right or whether she's wrong, there's an awful lot of stuff happening here that hasn't happened in the past. So we've just got to stop it, first of all, and then reverse it. I was at the Malaysian Laughter Conference only a bit over a month ago, and there was a psychiatrist speaking there, and he said that the brain has to trigger the gut to release 70% of those chemicals. Now, I didn't know that, Todd. I thought the brain actually created the chemicals, but the gut does.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to trigger the brain? From the gut. So we do a belly laugh, and that belly laugh goes straight through our vagal nerve to the brain. The brain sends a message to the gut, and the gut produces all of these wonderful chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and that calms us instantly. So all we have to do is laugh from the gut, only for 30 seconds, and the brain does what it does, and then the gut does what it does.
Do you know what? The penny dropping moment for me, the belly laugh. How many times have we heard that in just open conversation, even as kids?
Yep.
And yet in hindsight, the relationship between the gut and the brain, more and more studies are being done about that ongoing. And here's another example. It's also talking about microbiome, the fact that the nutritionists recommend you eat like 20 or 30 different plants, I should say, at least per week. And I'm thinking, why? Because that gets the biome balanced. So again, it's all to do with the gut, which is the intake of energy for our body consuming food.
Absolutely, and that's why nutrition and exercise are so important. But this was my aha moment when this psychiatrist actually said that the gut produces those chemicals.
Yes.
Now, all we have to do is get the brain to send a message to the gut. So this is the body-mind connection, and it's so simple we forget it. So next time you're having a bad day or a bad moment, just put your hands on your belly, take a big breath in, and just laugh from your belly for 30 seconds. It will change your life, I guarantee you.
Now, look, before I bid you farewell, geez, I could talk to you for hours, mate, and unfortunately I could, because we tend to laugh like this, which I think is brilliant. But sometimes when you're sitting by yourself, I mean, I get text messages. I've got some right now, which are basically saying, we like listening to you, Todd, you make us laugh. So the energy is being delivered through the airways, which is brilliant. But sometimes it's hard to just sit and laugh. And yet in saying that, we can all do it. You and I have all sat quietly in a chair by ourselves. We had a weird thought. We started smiling. The next thing we're laughing hysterically. We can all do it. And if we do it, we'll come out of it a lot better.
Well, we just have to give ourselves permission to do it. So a laughter is a series of hee-hees and ha-has and ho-hos. So don't over... Oh, and there's a bus going past interrupting my interview. So what could go wrong? No, we're just going to laugh about it. So we have the ability, and we can give ourselves permission anytime, anywhere, in a bus shelter like I am at the moment, just to laugh for 30 seconds, and it interrupts all that negative thoughts and all that negativity, changes the vibrations and gets those chemicals going from the gut.
Hey, you're telling me you're in a bus shelter? It sounds a bit like you're in a bus shelter, but is anyone else around you, Merv?
Do I care, Todd?
No.
Hey, I have the ability to reconnect with you, my Western Australian brother, and be on 6PR again. I don't care who's around or what's going on. This is the most important thing that's happened to me all day. So thank you, brother.
You are brilliant. Merv, if I get the chance to play, will you come back and join us again?
Oh, you've got my number. You know where I am.
Yeah, you're at a bus stop. Merv Neil, you're the best. Make sure you get on the right bus, for God's sakes. From Laughing Yoga Australia, Merv, see you soon, my friend. We'll talk again.
See you, brother. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. We'll take a break on 6PR.